Well, the second Civil War trailer has dropped, and wow, I gotta say, really impressive. The first trailer that they put out didn't really grab me all that much. I was just like, yeah, it seems good, but it seems like every other Marvel one. But this trailer really got me on board. I'm so excited for this movie now. So my brain is kind of too scrambled to split this up into different topics or whatever, so let's just kind of throw everything out there that we can. First of all, I was so happy to see that with this trailer, it seems like they actually are bringing in the political stuff for the Civil War storyline. That's what Civil War is supposed to be about, because the last trailer had a lot of action in it, but this one's really showing the reasons as to why these two teams are going up against each other, why there's this split between the different heroes, and that's exactly what I want. A while back, myself and Mr. Sunday Movies, we did a set of videos where each of us were arguing different sides. I was arguing Tony Stark's side, he was arguing Captain America's side. I'll actually put some links to those at the end of the video. But I said in that I agree with Tony Stark's side, and I still do after this trailer. I still do agree with him. Like at the start of the trailer, I think it showed it so well how they have all the destruction from all these different places around the world. Mind you, the body count that they show on the screen seems to be suspiciously low. I mean, I figure it would be more casualties for those events than what they showed there, but whatever. And I particularly like the line from Captain America, where in the scene where it looks like Tony Stark is showing him the supervillain prison that he's built to contain people, and he's basically saying this isn't right, he says to Tony Stark, "I know we're not perfect, but the safest hands are our own." That's a great line. It really sort of crystallizes where these two stand. Like Tony Stark, he's all about, like in his movie, like from the very first Iron Man movie we've seen, he's all about taking responsibility for what he's done as a weapons maker. In the first one, he's owning the destruction that was caused because of his weaponry, and it seems like he's now doing a similar thing again. Captain America, on the other hand, having just come out of the events of Winter Soldier and seeing that you can't really trust the government either, that's why he's saying, the safest hands are still our own. But, Tony Stark, is he really that responsible if left to his own devices? Well, ask any number of the many other villains that he's created. So, yeah, Tony Stark might be onto something too. There's the bit where Rhodey, or War Machine, seemingly dies, or Iron Patriot, is that what he's called now? I don't know, the name changes a lot. But Rhodey seemingly dies. No, trailer. There is absolutely no chance he is dead, because this is Marvel. Heroes never die in Marvel. Well, if they do die, they come back by the end of the movie, so there is no way, absolutely no way he's gonna die, and I will punch myself in the face if that actually happens, because there's no chance it's gonna happen. Something else I liked about this trailer, though, is it was not a trailer that had stupid text coming up. That's one of the things that annoys me about trailers, where it's like a black screen and text like fades in and fades out, and it's like, in a world where trailers are supposed to have action, but instead, half of the trailer is taken up with words on the screen. No, stop doing that. And that's why I like this one. There's no words on the screen other than the Civil War logo and the date when the movie comes out. Yes, that's what a trailer should be like. Don't fill the screen up with words like, yeah, Ghostbusters, I'm looking at you too. I love the part where it has Scarlet Witch fighting Vision and like pinning him to the ground with her power. That's really important, because now that Thor and Hulk are taken out of the equation for this movie, which you need to do, because if the two of them decided to join one side, it wouldn't even be a contest. So with them out of the way, now Vision is arguably the most powerful one there, especially since Doctor Strange isn't there yet. Anyway, point is, yeah, Vision is now, with Hulk and Thor gone, Vision is now the biggest, most powerful guy. So seeing that Scarlet Witch is kind of like his Achilles heel, because her power sort of comes from the same Infinity Gem that he has, so she can kind of match him, that's great. I'm glad that they've found a way to balance the opponents for each other in different ways. Seeing Black Panther in action was so awesome. It was so awesome. Just these few shots that we've seen of him, I think he's amazing how he's outrunning Captain America. He's even outrunning this car. He runs and leaps over the top of it, slashes the back tire of the motorbike, and then goes into this brawl with Bucky. Like, that guy's, wow, that's scary that he's that fast, that strong, and those claws are pretty nasty too. Yeah, you do not want to mess with Black Panther. I would not want to mess with Black Panther. But seeing him going after Bucky like this, it actually made me think, because Black Panther is involved in this because Wakanda was wrecked in Age of Ultron, so that's kind of his connection. Otherwise he'd be like, hey, this is an American thing. I'm from Africa. It's got nothing to do with me. But because Wakanda, his home nation, was destroyed, that gives him reason to be here. Interesting seeing him go up against Bucky, because when you think about it, Wakanda being destroyed, Bucky had nothing to do with that. Bucky had nothing to do with that. Bucky had nothing to do with the destruction in the first Avengers movie. He did have something to do with Winter Soldier, the events of that. But yeah, it's funny because, like, to see them going after it, because out of all the people that Black Panther might want to blame for Wakanda, Bucky is the only person that really has nothing to do with it. So it's interesting to see them going up against each other. Ant-Man riding the arrowhead, fantastic. I love it. I wonder if, because we see this bit where Ant-Man sort of flies off the arrowhead, lands on top of sort of Iron Man's suit, and we've seen previously it can go subatomic and go inside armor and rip it apart. We've seen it with Falcon, we saw it with the Yellow Jacket in Ant-Man. So I wonder if Tony Stark has sort of prepared some kind of defense against that, maybe some way to counter the Pym particles. Be interesting to see, because otherwise you think Ant-Man could just rip apart anyone's armor from the inside out. I also found it interesting in the bit where that's probably the first time that Stark and Captain America come into blows in the movie. I liked it that Tony Stark is like, stay down, this is your last warning. It was funny because in the Batman v Superman trailer, it's Superman who says that. He's like, stay down, if I wanted it, you'd be dead already. Because obviously in that scenario, Superman has more power at his disposal than Batman does. So I think it's funny here in Marvel, Iron Man in the suit is kind of taking on the Superman role. He's like, stay down, I could blow you up if I wanted to. And Captain America, of all people, is actually kind of like the Batman role, where he's like, I could do this all day, I'm not going to give up. It was just an ironic sort of reversal, because if anything, you would think Iron Man is more like Batman and Captain America is more like Superman with, their ideals, but it's interesting to see that reversed a little bit here. I also like that continuation of the I could do this all day that Captain America says to Iron Man, because remember he said that when he was fighting bullies in the first movie when Red Skull was beating him up. He just looks at him and says, I could do this all day. So it shows that Captain America still stays Captain America at his core. But let's talk about what everybody is talking about, the introduction of Spider-Man. Oh yeah. Now, on my podcast co-host Trey actually mentioned when the first trailer came out that when they showed the two sides lining up, Captain America's side seemed like the shot seemed to be a bit tight, and he pointed out he thought that's because they were cutting out Spider-Man from the shot. And you were right, Trey, they were. They were cutting out Spider-Man from the shot. He is on Tony Stark's side, because when you freeze frame it and look at the two of them coming together, Captain America's side has 6 people, Tony Stark's side has 5 people here, because Spider-Man's not there yet. So you were right, Trey, you really were. But Spider-Man. Really good introduction for Spider-Man, and a lot of people I've noticed, like, looking at other videos where people are talking about this trailer, a lot of people are like, we knew he was going to be in there, but do we really need to show him in the trailer? I think, yes, Marvel does have to show him in the trailer, because we know that, but regular people probably don't know that. So regular people need to see from the trailer that, oh wow, Spider-Man's there, that's amazing, they're bringing everyone out for this movie, I definitely gotta go see it. Like, it's sorry to bounce back to my previous thing that I talked about, but yeah, just seeing everyone fight like this is amazing. This actually feels more like an Avengers movie than Age of Ultron was to me. Like Age of Ultron, that's, they've got like Avengers 1, Avengers 2, those are like the big tentpole movies, and then the smaller ones that fill them in. This feels like one of the big ones to me. This could be Avengers 3 as far as I'm concerned. This probably should have been Avengers 2. It just seems more important. And I'm so glad that the Russo brothers are able to include that same kind of vibe that they did with the first one, Winter Soldier meaning, where it was more that political thriller, spy, espionage kind of stuff. But anyway, getting back to Spider-Man. The youngest Spider-Man we've ever had so far. I like the way how he's obviously skilled at some point, so I'm assuming he must have had some experience. I mean, he's able to get Captain America's shields and wear these hands together before he even lands feet on the ground. So great, you know, plus superhero landing, like Deadpool points out. Yes, I was one of the people that said, oh yeah, he looks like he has Deadpool eyes, even though I'm aware that Deadpool he put those things on his suit because he was inspired from Spider-Man in the comics. I get that. But Deadpool's fresh in my mind from the movie, so, you know, I look at that and I see Deadpool eyes. As for the costume itself, allow me to nitpick a little bit more. I don't know, there's just, I don't know what it is, just something about this suit just doesn't sit well with me. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the color or the weird dilating pupil eyes. I don't know. There's just, see, I can't put it into words. But, you know, it's always possible that in these trailers they're still working on effects and stuff like that, so they could even, the way he looks in the movie still could be different from the trailer, we don't know. But hey, look, overall, great to see Spider-Man here. Fantastic, so happy, so looking forward to this movie now, and this trailer's got me so excited. So let me know what you guys thought. Put your thoughts in the comments below, or if you want to brush up on the whole controversy between the two sides of this, check out the video that I made arguing Tony Stark's point. So I'm Bandit, this is Bandit Incorporated, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the comments. With a Civil War movie on the horizon, we as comic book nerds have got a very important choice to make. Which side will you choose? Who will you support? How will you vote on the Superhero Registration Act? Well, Mr. Sunday Movies will tell you why you should support Captain America's side, and I'll link his video in the top right corner here, as well as in the description and at the end of the video. But I am here to tell you why you should support Tony Stark's side and vote yes on Superhero Registration.